Welcome to the production line. We are inside a high-output American munitions plant, where millions of AR-15 rounds are born every year. It begins with the case. Huge rolls of 70/30th cartridge brass, a mix of copper and zinc, are fed into a multi-ton blanking press. The machine punches out small, thick discs called blanks. These don't look like bullets yet, they look like heavy brass coins. These blanks are punched into cups. Imagine a thimble, but with thick walls. This is the foundation of the cartridge's strength. The cups go through drawing. They are pushed through smaller and smaller dies, stretching the metal longer and thinner. Between draws, the brass gets hard and brittle. We use annealing, heating the metal, to soften it so it can be shaped without snapping. Now for the head stamp. A massive hydraulic strike flattens the bottom and stamps the manufacturer's name and caliber into the base. The extractor groove is then carved. This is the notch that allows the AR-15's bolt to grab the spent case and fling it out. We shift focus to the bullet. For an AR-15, this is usually a full metal jacket. It starts with a spool of pure lead wire. The lead is cut into tiny slugs. Simultaneously, a separate line creates a thin copper jacket to wrap around that lead. The lead slug is dropped into the copper jacket. A swaging press squeezes them together, forming the iconic pointed tip. The bullet is boat-tail shaped. This means the base is slightly tapered, helping it cut through the air with less drag. Back to the brass. It needs a primer. This is the spark plug of the round. It's a tiny copper cup filled with impact-sensitive chemicals. The primer is pressed into the pocket at the base of the case. A tiny drop of sealant is added to keep moisture out. Now we enter the loading phase. The cases are placed upright in a massive rotating plate called a dial. Precision dispensers drop the powder. Modern gunpowder isn't dust. It's tiny extruded cylinders or spheres of nitrocellulose. The powder charge must be perfect. If there's too much, the rifle could explode. Too little, and the bullet gets stuck. Now, the bullet is seated. A tool pushes the copper projectile into the neck of the brass case to a very specific depth. The crimp is next. The brass neck is squeezed tightly against the bullet so it doesn't move during the violent cycle of the rifle. The round is finished, but it isn't ready. It goes into a tumble polisher to remove oils, greases, and fingerprints. Quality control is obsessed with headspace. Every round is checked by a laser to ensure it is the exact length required. If a round is even a fraction of a millimeter too long or too short, it is kicked off the line by a pneumatic puff of air. We move to the ballistics lab. Randomly selected rounds from this batch are taken to a specialized test range. They fire into ballistic gel and through chronographs to measure the speed. A standard AR-15 round travels at 3,000 feet per second. The pressure is measured inside the chamber. It must reach roughly 55,000 psi to function correctly in a gas-operated rifle. Once the batch is certified, the rounds are moved to the packaging line. Automated arms sort them into plastic trays. The trays slide into cardboard boxes. These boxes are printed with lot numbers, so every single bullet can be tracked back to the hour it was made. Safety is the highest priority. The factory uses spark-proof floors and massive ventilation to keep the air clear of lead dust. The boxes are palletized. A single pallet can hold over 50,000 rounds of ammunition weighing over half a ton. From the copper mines to the final box, it takes hundreds of steps and dozens of inspections to create one single shot. Precision, chemistry, and American engineering. That is how an AR-15 round is made. Safe shooting, and thanks for watching.